Well, hello, beloved Jeannie. I just finished journeying on your behalf and on the behalf of your sacred drum being. I see Jeannie. This is your hoop, which was sanded today, made of Nootka, Alaska yellow cedar. And it's very smooth and ready to go. So this hoop was a part of the journey with me today, as well as my guardians and guides. It's okay, Pep, it's just me. It's okay. I have a little chihuahua who's always interested in what's going on. It's okay, it's just me. Come here. You wanna come? Come on. It's a good boy. You can lay down. Okay, lay down. It's all right. So, I called in all of my guardians and guides, and they came en masse, and so did yours, and it was so sweet. Go ahead, Pep. It's okay. Go ahead. You can go over there. It's okay. Lay down. Okay, I'll try to recount exactly what happened. I have an owl who was my first guide, who's been with me for many, many years, and very often will let me fly on her back, or she'll just grab me by her claws and off we go somewhere, you know, when I'm journeying. And this time was no exception. She grabbed me by the back, but then we went off, and I was like, I want to fly in your soft down, let me up there. And so I went up on her back, and she morphed into your crow. You have a crow? Your crow, who was very playful and funny, very joyful and joyous and mischievous and facetious. And we were diving, and you know, it was a beautiful day, blue skies, and I knew we were headed for Ireland. And Crow made sure that told me one thing that's very important to Crow is that a shiny gold bead is added to your drum somewhere in honor of your crow. So there you go. So that's something I can do, or actually, no, your guides told me that that's going to be up to you to add those pieces for your animal spirit guides. So I'm not sure, that'll come to you, whatever that is. But Crow wants a shiny gold bead. So there you go. So Crow took me to Ireland. I don't know where it was, but I was set down at the foot of mounds, fairy mounds, and it's just so beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And a blue child, a small blue child, came out of the mound. The mound had no doorway, and beckoned me to come in. And so I did. I went into the mound with the blue child. It was just a feeling of safety and peace and joy. Went into the blue mound, and then we were going down, but past people, history. I was going through history, backwards in history, and there was much war, many soldiers of whatever kind, fighting, lots of fighting going through. And what the fairy child was telling me is, these are your ancestors. I was traveling through back in time, way back in time. And then we ended up at the foot of a hearth. And this woman, this beautiful woman, she was sitting in front of a big pot of soup on a fire. She was tending this food, this nourishment. And she had red hair, and it was in braids, and it was pretty messy, but it was in braids. And she was a big woman, big hearty woman, and with a really sweet face, you know, the apple pink cheeks and big blue eyes. And she looked at me, and she was so happy to see me, and on your behalf. And she told me that she's one of your grandmothers, super great grandmother back there somewhere. And she told me to tell you that your grandmothers, your grandcestors, I call them, are right there. They're right there, and they're so wanting to talk to you, and that's why they're calling this forward, because through this, you will hear them. You will be able to hear them very clearly when you journey with your drum. And she said, what else did she say? Oh, the heart rocks. She said, they give them to you. That's from them. She said, when you're traveling and you're walking or you're going someplace, like when you were in Ireland, you know, and you find these heart rocks wherever you go. She said, they're like down underneath, pushing them up so that you happen to just stumble upon them and find them. So every heart rock that you have in your possession, that's from one of your ancestors. Their energy is in those. This is what she told me to tell you. So those are all their love for you. They adore you. You've got grandsisters who absolutely adore you. It was so sweet. And that pot of soup just represented that warmth and that nurturance that they are giving to you, that they're sending your way energetically, and they're longing to connect with you, deeply longing, because there's something right now in time that it is time, and you are called with a capital C to connect with those ancestors, because you're right, you do have work to do, and they're going to help you figure out what that is. Your ancestors and the ancient trees are working together with you. So yeah, she wanted to make sure that you knew that all those heart rocks are from your grandcestors, and that they've poked those up to the surface just for you, and made sure that you carry them home so that their energy can be close to you. And wow, that, it made me think of your meditation room and how you're surrounded with that energy through the rock people. So and others, your grandcestors and others, right, who work through the rock people with you. So then we left the little fairy, the little blue child. I believe it was a little boy. Took me back through history, back to the present, and bid me farewell out the fairy mound. And I gave, your grandmother, of course, and then the little fairy child, my great gratitude and thanks on your behalf for the opportunity to connect with them. And she also showed me, nope, it wasn't her. Okay, back out the fairy mound. Then I'm standing on this beautiful green rolling terrain, just gorgeous, emerald. I mean, I've not been there, but emerald, gorgeous, beautiful greens. And I was just standing there taking in the day and how beautiful it is. And the trees began to speak. And you have a great connection to a hazel tree. Hazel is a tree the hazel is the tree that wants to be on the mesa of your drum, designed into the mesa, a hazel. I was thinking, oh, like oak or something, but it's hazel. It's a hazel tree. And the hazel tree has nuts on it, and those nuts represent that love of the ancestors who are under the ground, pushing that nourishment through the water up through that tree for you. And it's all of those messages and that nourishment that's hanging on that hazel tree for you to go and pick and choose through your drumming, the messages that are waiting, just pregnant through those seeds, waiting for you to show up with this drum being. So it's a hazel tree with hazelnuts hanging on it. This is what I saw. And then the roots, now they're showing me the mesa, the surface, the design, this beautiful, it's the focal point, but it's not exactly centered. It's a little bit off to the side. I'll do it for you there, but to me, if I'm facing it, it was a little off to the right. And the roots are stunning, and they're going down and they're flowing. I don't know if you can see me, but they're flowing down it wasn't necessarily a tree of life where it was all connected, although we can do that if you're really feeling that pull, but it was all connected. So there's the tree with the nuts and the roots, and then coming from behind in the distance, behind the tree in the distance is this water flowing like a river, and it's breathed. It's the goddess Brighid coming down, and she, oh gosh, she appeared. She came right to me and took my breath away because she crowned me with her gratitude, and there was this honoring of me before she would show me this water source on your mesa. I used to get the chills that I got then. Again, hi, darling. Oh, thank you. Oh, she's so beautiful. Water from behind the tree, flowing around the tree, and then flowing down into the roots, and then like blending with the roots, the water, so that they're one, and it's also blending with the energy of your ancestors who reach up through that, through the water, through the roots, through the tree, through those hazelnuts. And then they want to be on the mesa in your heart rocks, that your heart rocks need to be drawn in the grass. There need to be some heart rocks in the grass around the tree and the waters there. And that this is like a place where you go to sit in your mind, to be with them. There's also a fairy mound over here, the tree's over here, and the water's coming through, and in between the tree, and there's a fairy mound where the blue child will come for you anytime that you drum, or that you need when you do drum, is for you to travel into that fairy mound, down to your grandmothers, your ancestors, and the blue child will take you there and bring you back, will be your guide back and forth. Do you have a blue child guide already? Anyway, it's a little boy. He's little and he's frail looking. I mean, not frail, just teeny, just narrow little guy. So the mound is there, and it just looks like a little grassy hill, but that's what that is. That's where they took me, down to meet your beautiful grandma with the big red fat braids and, you know, her hair sticking out, and the food. She has so much food prepared for you. Food from beyond the veil, hazelnuts. Oh my gosh, there was so much nourishment for you in this vision. It was just beautiful. And I asked about your animal guides, and what they said very clearly was that it's up to you to add them on if you need/want to add them on. A feather, a piece of fur, that golden, shiny golden bead. So what else? It was so beautiful, darling. Absolutely beautiful. I'm very honored and touched to the core to be chosen, to be the one, to bring in this beautiful being on your behalf. And it's a very powerful being already, as you well know. And this just, you know, on a physical plane, this is gonna be gorgeous. So I will allow them to continue. Oh, the sky is blue. There's a lot of blue in the background. The blue sky with the blue water, and the green mound, and then the brown tree, and the hazelnuts. This is what I'm seeing. Now, personally, me, Laurie, I'm open to however you want that to shift and move. But that's what I'm seeing right now based on the journey that I just took. So I'm looking forward to hearing back from you, and how this touches you, and all the work and energy and love that you put into all of the things that you sent, and the things that are coming. And oh, there's a surprise from the goddess Brighid for you, but I'm not supposed to tell you. And it'll be a part of your drum. She promised me she'd show me how to make this happen, because I've never done this before, but I'm not supposed to tell you. So I'm like, okay, but you have to show me how to do that. I love this. I adore this. And I'm just so honored, honey. I'm just so deeply honored. My sweet sister, I feel that we've walked this path before together, and there are no mistakes for the connection again. And so, and I see Brighid, and I see that beautiful goddess, and I see a hazelnut tree, and I see the holy waters flowing, flowing, flowing. And I see a blue child ready to lead you into that fairy mound for the She await and the Fae await. And your ancestors, your grandcestors are right there, darling, right on the other side of that veil, just waiting. No wonder you're hearing a calling. Oh my goodness. And they have much to tell you about what it is that you're going to do, that this earth plane needs through you, that can only come through you. So, Goddess bless, God bless, Spirit bless, may you be blessed and delighted in this process. I will now take that vision and attempt to begin to put it on paper. That'll take me a little bit of time to meditate and pull that in, and it'll be a pleasure. But I have a lot of help. I have a lot of help to draw that forward, and I'm always very clear. You guys need to make this really clear and obvious, because I live in a very dense realm. So I'm reaching out, but you got to reach back, and together we'll make this happen through these hands. So bless you, sister. I'm so pleased and honored to join you on this path, and so much more is coming, so much more to unfold. Mwah.